Okay, everyone. Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know why everyone cannot join from the website. Something wrong, or you cannot click it, or what happened? Tell me about it. Like say, why you cannot join from the website? What happened?
No, sir. Like I can click on it. It doesn't respond anything.
Oh, did you sign up already?
It's just,
And you sign in and then you click on it and it doesn't show anything, any link?
yes, sure.
Oh, okay. Okay, did you read the topic today? It's about what is it? The Tase is like the dog name to the rescue. It's a good story though. Did you listen and read? Also read and listen. Okay, good. So then if you don't read, then we can start reading, okay? Can someone read it? Start reading. Taste to the rescue. It's about the kind of story of the dog who rescued his, you know. You want me to share the screen to read or what? Here. Okay, so you can read it from here. Yeah. Who want to go first?
Yeah, teacher, let me go first.
Okay. So you read this paragraph.
Then, 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 Danelle Ballengee is a top athlete. Sports are not just a hobby for Danelle. She is a champion athlete. She has won competitions in a different type of endurance race. She has competed in 441 endurance race and has come in first, second, or third place in 390 of them. Mountain running, biking, swimming, and long distance race are just some of the sports she enjoys. As a champion athlete, she is very experienced at pushing her body to the limit. One winter days in 2006, that experience and her dog taste have saved her life.
Okay, good. We start right here. So, Mayun, right? Your name is Mayun?
Yeah. Mayen.
Mayen?
Mayen.
Yin.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. You read the third paragraph.
Taz was a 3-year-old British brown dog. Taz was a good dog and enjoyed going on runs with Danelle. On a cool December morning, Danelle drove into the country with her dog and parked her trunk. She took a bottle of water and locked her cell phone and wallet in the truck. Taz and Danelle began a 10-mile run, which was very short for a long distance athlete like Danelle.
Mm-hmm.
She planned to finish the run and be back by lunch, but she was wrong. As she ran down the edge of a 60-foot high cliff, she slipped on a piece of ice and fell down into a canyon.
Good. Okay, good. He's saying, can you go on?
Yes, sir. She landed on a hard rock. She tried to stand, but she felt a terrible pain and screamed. Her pelvis and back were broken. She was 6 miles from her truck and very far from other humans. She felt very alone. But then she heard Tess coming down the cliff. Tess came and stayed by her side as she thought about what to do. She knew that she had to get back to her truck. She couldn't walk, but I can see. Yes, but she could crawl.
Go on. Yeah. Ravid, can you continue?
Yes, teacher. She began to pull herself with her hands over snow and rocks until she made it to the bottom of the canyon. After 5 hours of crawling, she only moved 600 feet and she was still 6 miles from her truck. Tired and thirsty, she broke some ice covering a hole and drank the dirty water underneath.
Go on, one more paragraph here.
It was getting dark and cold. She wasn't dressed warm enough for a winter night. Luckily, Tess was there and she helped him for warmth. She talked to him all night because she knew if she fell asleep, she would get too cold and die. She was scared, but she didn't want to die. She thought of her family and friends. She needed to keep moving to keep warm. She did one sit up every 5 seconds. After 1,000 sit ups, she was in terrible pain, but being a long distance athlete, she was used to push her body to the limit.
Good. Okay. Who wanna move on a little bit? On you from this one. Okay, you can go on. Okay, please go on. Don't wait for me to call your name. You can raise your hand and do it. Say, please go on.
Yes, teacher. Finally, the sun rose and she began to warm up. She broke the ice again and drank more of the dirty water. She was now ready to continue crawling towards her truck. She began to crawl again, pulling her inch by inch over the ground. After crawling all day, she began to get very thirsty. She needed to drink.
Yeah, go on. Who want to go on? Then just
She-
read. So Chuan, you can read. Go on. Just read this one a little bit, and then you take turn. Come on, you. When one finish, just one continue. Okay. One of you just continue. Raise your hand and do it.
Teacher, you call my name?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, start from she turned or
Yeah,
from
yeah.
yes. She turned around and grow all the way back to the hole so she could drink more of the dry water. All of her hard work was for nothing. It
Okay.
was soon night, and she was back where she started that morning. She drank more of the dirty water, but it was not enough. She needed food. Without food, she knew she would die soon. She thought of her friends and family and cried. She thought that she would surely die. Why should she continue trying to stay warm?
Okay, good. Okay, Ravid.
Yes, teacher. No one would find her, she thought. Then she heard a voice. Keep moving, it said. She didn't believe in God, but the voice didn't go away. She continued with her exercise, and her loyal dog Chase again stayed with her all night and helped keep her warm and alive.
Go on.
Me, teacher.
Yeah, yeah.
By the next day, she was so tired and hungry that she began to hallucinate. She knew that both she and Taze would die soon without food and water. So she told Taze to go and find help. She didn't know if Taze could understand, but she told him to leave, and he did. Now she was completely alone.
Okay, good. Yeah, someone go on. Yeah, please.
The same day, Daniel's neighbor got worried. Tess would come to visit her every day. Every day she would give Tess a cookie, but something was strange. She didn't see Tess for 2 days. She looked out the window and noticed that Daniel's truck was gone.
Okay, next.
Continue, sir.
Yeah.
She knew that Daniel was an athlete and often ran away, but she was worried. She called the police. A search for rescue team was sent to look for her. The team leader was John Marshall. John found Daniel's truck that morning. Daniel was a long-distance athlete, so John knew that she might be very far from the truck, and he didn't know in which direction.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Who want to continue? Just do it. May?
Okay. Suddenly, John saw a dog. He knew that Danelle often went running with her dog, so he thought that it might be Taz. The dog wagged his tails and ran in circles. John called out to the dog, but the dog didn't come. He whistled at the dog, but the dog didn't come. He then tried to give the dog food and water, but he still didn't come. Taz was very thirsty and hungry, but he didn't want to eat. He only wanted to guide John to Danelle. John and his team followed Taz for 6 miles until they found her. She was lying there in the cold with a broken back and a broken pelvis for over 2 days without food or clean water. But she was alive.
Yeah.
Do you have to continue?
Yeah, just finish it.
Thanks to Taz, Danelle was safe and lived to run again.
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah, it's a kind of long one, but I think you understand it. You want to read it again? Then we can start looking at some of the vocab here in the red one, and you see here the explanation is up here. May, can you read this one? Just read it. Mayan, can you read the, yeah, please read the, just the vocab.
Hobby. An activity done regularly in a person's free time for enjoyment. Endurance. The ability to tolerate and withstand a difficult or unpleasant situation. Fall down. To drop quickly from a higher place to a lower place. Do I have to continue?
Yeah.
Pelvis. The large bony plate at the base of the spine, where the legs are attached to the body. Come down. Descend. Go from a higher place to a lower place.
Okay, good.
Get back. Return. Crawl. Move across the floor on your hands and knees, like
Good.
a baby.
Okay, good.
Sit up. An exercise of lifting your torso upward by contracting your abdominal muscle for the purpose of straining them. Warm up. Increase in temperature, inch by inch, little by little, a small amount at a time.
Good. Okay. So after reading, how much you understand it? Everyone, how much? Can anyone just recap it? Just like summarize about a story. Just make it short. Summarize the way you can do it. Can you do that? Can anyone do it? Say, can you do it? Kind of summarize it from the beginning. Yeah, from the beginning to the ends of the story.
Oh, I think I only remember a little bit.
No,
Like,
you can try. I don't want to hear anyone say no.
wait. First, Danielle was like a good athlete. She was a good athlete. Wait, was a good athlete. Remember.
Yeah. What else?
Wait. Can I just like somebody the like when the story happened?
Yeah, yeah. It's just like whatever you
Huh?
can do, just do it.
She was taking her dog one maybe a short distance, 10 miles.
Yeah.
I remember 10 miles. Then she was 6 miles from her trunk. When wait, as I remember, she was breathe. Yeah, like how she falls.
Okay.
I don't remember.
May, can you do it? Just try your best to do it like from the beginning until the end. Okay, I heard the baby crying. It's okay. Ravid, can you do it?
I describe the
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. Yeah. Just make it like a summary.
I think I a little bit. Let me try.
Okay.
So there was named Danielle. She is the like professional with athlete.
Mm-hmm.
She win in the races. She got top first, second, or third.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, she like I don't understand that, but I think she walking her dog.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Like walking with her dog. Then she walked 10 miles away
Yeah.
from her truck. And then she was planning to go back. Then she ran off the edge of the cliff. Then she fell down.
Mm-hmm.
She fell down, but tried to stand up, but she can't.
Good.
She was 6 miles away from the truck.
Mm-hmm.
But they're too far for other people to
Okay. Uh-uh. Okay. Come back.
then um uh, then she crawled to the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Sh- mm, she continued crawling, move, try to move to a truck in 6 miles away. And then she feel thirsty, and then she broke ice, covering a hole, and she drank the dirty water.
Good.
And it was getting dark and cold, so she um was like she hugged the dog, the twin dog, to warm her up.
Mm-hmm.
Then she talked to the dog all night, and then she fell asleep. Um, First she thinks that her family and friend needed her so she could keep moving. Then she feel really bad with her, like she feel terrible pain
Mm-hmm.
like that, and she was like keeping up to like crawling, keeping crawling, and then she was thirsty again, so she drank the dirty water,
Okay.
and uh and it's starting she need food, and first she thinks she will die soon,
Yeah.
and then she cried. She thought she will surely die.
Okay.
Then she heard her voice keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
Then she was hallucinating. Um, then she knew that both of her and her dog will die. So she told Chase to go and find other help. But she didn't know that Chase could understand. Um, then she told the like like uh told the dog to leave, and then the dog actually leave. Um, so for like I don't know what day is it, then the dog found some other people to rescue the children.
Okay. Good. LA, you did good. But it seems like you are okay. Come back.
and and then I think it's done.
Okay. Mayan, can you do it?
Um, I think so.
Yeah, please.
On a cool December, Danelle and her dog Taz planned to go start a 10-mile run with her dog, but it didn't go as well as she thought. As she ran, she slipped on a piece of ice and fell down. She landed on a hard rock. She was about to stand up, but she felt a terrible pain and screamed. Her pelvis and back were broken,
Good.
and she was 6 miles from her truck, and so a very far from the other people. She felt very alone, but then she heard Taz coming down the cliff. Taz stayed by her side as she thought about what to do. She knew that she had to get back to her truck. She couldn't stand up and walk, but she could crawl. She began to try to pull herself with her hands over the snow and rocks until she made it to the bottom of the canyon. After about 5 hours of crawling, she only moved probably 600 feet, and she was still 6 miles from her truck. Tired and thirsty, she broke some ice covering a hole and drank the dirty water underneath. It was getting dark and also cold. She wasn't dressed warm enough for a winter night. But Taz was there and she held him for warmth. She was scared, but she didn't want to die. She thought of her family and friends. And she thought that maybe she needed to keep moving to keep warm. So she did one sit up every 5 seconds. So after 1,000 sit-ups, she was in terrible pain. Finally, the sun rise up and she began to warm up again. She broke the ice again and drank more of the water. She was now ready to continue crawling to her truck. She began to crawl again, pulling herself inch by inch over the ground. After crawling all day long, she needed to drink water since she began to get very thirsty. She needed to drink some water, or she turned around and crawled all the way back to the hole so she could drink more of the water. After all of her hard work was for nothing at all. It was soon night and she was back where she started that morning.
Good.
She drank more of the dirty water, but it's still not enough. She also very hungry and she needed food, but she knew that if she didn't have food, she could die soon. She thought of her friends and family and cried. She thought that she would die. Why should she continue to try to stay warm? She her dog stayed with her and helped her keep warm and alive. By the next day, she was so tired and hungry that she began to hallucinate. She knew that without food and water, she and Taz would die soon. She told Taz to find help. Then she was completely alone. The same day, Danelle's neighbor got worried. Taz would come to visit her every day. The neighbor felt strange. She didn't see Taz for 2 days. So the neighbor looked out the window and noticed that Daniel's truck was gone. The neighbor knew that Daniel was an athlete, so she often went away. But she had gone for 2 days, so she was very worried and called the police. The rescue team was sent to look for her, and the team leader was John Marshall.
Mhm.
John found Daniel's truck that morning. John knew that she might be very far from the truck, and he didn't know which direction. So, and suddenly John saw a dog. And he thought it might be Taz. The dog wagged his tail and ran in circles.
Okay.
So John called out to the dog, but the dog didn't come. He tried everything he could, but the dog still didn't come.
Mhm.
So he thought that maybe Taz was guiding John to follow Taz to Daniel. So John and his team followed the dog for 6 miles until they found Daniel. She was lying there cold with a broken back and pelvis.
Okay.
But now she was alive thanks to her dog. Daniel was safe and
Oh.
lived to run again.
Good. Okay. It's a little bit long, but it's good. Right. Okay. Next, I want to hear your summary. So only Seng and Sokchon. Who want to go first? Say.
I'm trying to make the best summarize. Let me think.
Okay. So John, can you do it? Just speak it naturally from what you remember. Okay, don't need to do is like really perfect summary of the story. Just do what you can.
Yes, teacher. Actually, I don't prepare the reading before the class, so I just read during the class,
Okay.
and now I couldn't catch up the meaning, but I try to understand that. I can say she actually. We have two person in the story. She they are is the best athletic, and they have many champion, and one day they go to uh walk they go to run, and they have an incident with her dogs, and they just I remember only this teacher.
Okay, good. Say.
Yes, sir. Let me try. Sir. Wait.
Yeah.
I think my I thought it's electric. My electricity is power off.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh.
Don't freak out.
I saw the line. First, Danielle and Taz plan to run a short distance now, which is only 10 miles. It's so short for Danielle because she is a professional athlete. She ran as long of the edge. She ran as long at the edge of a 60-foot high cliff. She slipped on a piece of ice and fell down into a canyon. She landed on a big rock. She tried to stand up, but she felt a terrible pain and broke her pelvis and her back broken. Mm, and her back broken.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. She was only 6 miles from her trunk. She tried to stand, and she was very far away from other people that can see her.
Okay.
She was very alone, but she heard the sound of Taz coming down the cliff. Taz came nearby her side as she thought about what to do something. She knew that she had to go back to her truck. She couldn't walk, but she could crawl. She began to crawl and pull herself with her hands over snows and rocks until she made it into the bottom of a canyon. After 600 minutes of crawling, she only moved 600 feet and she was still 6 miles from her trunk. She felt very tired and thirsty. She broke some ice covering her hole and drink the dirty water and the snow underneath. She was getting dark and cold. She wasn't dressed warm enough for winter. Luckily, Taz was there to help her and help him for warmth. She talked to him all night because she knew if she fell asleep, she would get cold and die. She was scared, but she didn't want to die. She thought of her family and friends. She needed to keep moving to keep warm. She did one sit-up every 5 seconds. After 1,000 sit-ups, she was still in a terrible pain. But being a long-distance athlete, she was used to pushing her body to the limit. Finally, the sun suddenly rose and she began to warm up. She broke the ice and drank the dirty water underneath again. She was now all ready to continue crawling towards her truck again. She began to crawl again, pulling herself inch by inch over the ground. After she crawling all day, she began to get very thirsty and tired. She needed to drink. She turned around and crawled all the way back to the hole that she dug out to drink more dirty water underneath. All of her hard working was for nothing. It was soon the sun will getting dark, and she was back where she started that morning. She have to drink more of her dirty water to alive, but it was not enough. She needed food. Without food, she knew she would die soon. And she thought of her friends and family again, and she started crying. She thought that she would surely really die. She thought that she heard a voice keep moving. It said she didn't believe in God, but the voice didn't go away. She continues with her exercises, and her loyal dog Taz again stay with her all days, all night, and helps keep her warm up and alive. By the next day, she's still tired and needed food. That she began to hallucinate. She knew. So she told Taz to go and find some help from other people. She didn't know if Taz could understand her or not, but she told him to leave, and he did. Now she was completely alone. The same day, Daniel's neighbor got very worried. Every day, Taz would come to visit her. Every day, she would give Taz a cookie, but something was wrong. She didn't see Taz for 2 days. She looked out from the window and noticed that Daniel's truck was gone. She knew that Daniel was a professional athlete and often went away. But she was worried. She called the 911. Search and rescue team was sent to look for her. The team leader was John Marshall. John's that day, he found Daniel's truck in the morning. Daniel's was a long-distance athlete. So John knew that she might be very far from the trunk and he didn't know in which direction. Suddenly, John saw Taz. He knew that Danelle often ran running with her dog, so he thought it might be Taz. The dog wagged his tail and ran in circles. John called out, but the dog didn't come. He whistled at the dog, but the dog didn't come. He tried to give something to the dog, food and water, but he still didn't come. Taz was very thirsty and hungry, but he didn't want to eat. He only wanted to guide John to Danelle. John tried to follow Taz for 6 miles until they found her. She was lying there in cold with a broken back and her pelvis. It's over 2 days without food or clean water, but she was alive. Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
I got class.
Yeah, like a long summary.
Yes.
It's still good that
Yes.
you can recall all those kind of word again and yeah, like the whole story. Good for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
good everyone.
Because it's almost the end of class, so I have to be fast.
Yeah, it's okay, I know.
Yes.
Good. So it's yeah, I think that's it today. And enjoy your sleeping tonight. See you tomorrow.
Goodbye. Goodbye,
Bye.
sir.
No, thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
Goodbye, teacher. Good night, everyone.
Bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Goodbye.